Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. Boss have sent me over a couple of pedals to have a look at, and today we're going to be looking at the 40th anniversary Boss SD-1 Super Overdrive. Boss released the SD-1 in 1981 and they've just released this version, which is the 40th anniversary version. Now this version is exactly the same as the standard SD-1, apart from it's got reverse colours. So instead of the writing being black and the pedal being yellow, you've got a black pedal and yellow writing. Apart from that, it's exactly the same pedal. Now this pedal is incredibly versatile. What you can do is dial back the gain and you can get some really nice sort of Stevie Ray Vaughan type tones. And you can dial it up and it gets quite raucous. One of the great things about this pedal, it has a really nice smooth top end that never gets spiky. Now in a minute I'm going to be comparing it against a couple of other pedals, but a lot of people try and compare a Tube Screamer with the SD-1. Now the Tube Screamer has symmetrical clipping while the SD-1 has asymmetrical clipping, so there is a slight difference in the sound. And what I'm going to do later on is to compare the two pedals, but let's have a quick listen to the EQ on this pedal. Now that's everything set to about 12 o'clock. If I dial back the tone, see, even though I'm dialing back the tone, it's still retaining that top end. Let me go back a bit further. This is all the way back. And if I take it all the way forward, for me, that's something that a Tube Screamer doesn't do, as I'm going to demonstrate later on. The EQ on a Tube Screamer is a lot more subtle than it is on the SD-1, so you can get a lot more variation out of the SD-1 than you can out of a Tube Screamer. So that's how it sounds going into the front of a clean amp. Now, if I change the channel on this Blue Guitar Amp 1, so I've got my Overdrive channel. Let's bring in the SD-1 over that sound. It's such a great versatile sounding pedal. Now I tend to find with a lot of overdrive pedals, they either work with a clean sound or with an overdrive sound just to push it a little bit further. But the Boss DS1 works really well going in front of a clean amp and also going into the front of a dirty amp. If you look online, it seems a lot of people are asking what are the differences between an Ibanez Tube Screamer and the Boss SD-1. So what I've done, I pulled out my TS9 Tube Screamer and we're going to compare it against the SD-1. And I'm also going to compare it against some more boutique-y sort of style pedals. Before I do that, let's have a look at the different prices between all these pedals. Right, the limited edition SD-1 on Anderton's at the moment is £69. The standard SD-1, which is exactly the same, just a different colourway, is £55. The Tube Screamer is £119. And I'm also going to compare it against one of my favourite overdrives, which is the Xotic BB Preamp. Now that's £159. So I could really buy more or less 3 SD-1s for the price of this BB Preamp. But let's have a listen to see how they sound against each other. There's my clean sound. Bringing the SD-1. Now the Tube Screamer. And now the BB Preamp. I think sometimes we have this gear lust over these boutique style pedals that we think they're instantly going to be better than, say, like a Boss pedal, which clearly is not the case. But let's just go back to the TS9 and the SD-1. If I bring in the SD-1, if you look at these two pedals, the drive on the Tube Screamer is about 1 o'clock, while the drive on the SD-1 is about 11 o'clock. You can definitely get a lot more drive out of the SD-1 compared to the Tube Screamer. Right, let's bring in the Tube Screamer. Let's turn the drive up a bit. Instantly I'm getting a lot more noise from the TS9 than I am from the SD-1. And we still haven't got the amount of gain that I can get from the SD-1. And the Tube Screamer sounds a lot more compressed than the SD-1. If I was going to choose between a Tube Screamer and the SD-1 would win hands down, as it's a far more versatile pedal. Let's dial back the gain. And let's do the same with the Tube Screamer. Here's the Tube Screamer. Let's try and match it. Back to the SD-1. Let me know what you guys preferred out of the Tube Screamer or the SD-1. If you got something out of this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click on the bell button and you'll be notified of any future video that comes out from the Studio Rats. I'm Paul and I'll see you next time. Cheers.